Hey guys, this is Rennie Baby, or you can call me Erica. I have um, been thinking over the last week or so, and it's mainly because of what went on at the Capitol building. And it was an atrocity. I'm sorry, but that was an insurrection. It was treasonous what those people did. Um, and it hurt at fucking core of my being because, yes, I don't know, would you call a Democrat or a Republican? I'm really in the middle because I do believe in gun rights, but I don't believe crazy people need to have guns. So there needs to be some kind of regulation on it. Um, no, you are not going to take away my gun because I'm not crazy and I've lawfully bought it. Um, uh, so yes, I do own a gun. We are going to be owning a couple more soon. But I don't think many people have actually read the Constitution. I know I haven't read the Constitution since probably high school and probably have forgotten everything that was in it. I mean, most of the time people sit there and think of the Constitution of the United States, mind you, as just that one first paragraph that just sits there and does a quick summary of what they're going to talk about in the rest of the document. So today I was going to read the Constitution aloud for everyone, those that apparently can't read, and for those that just want to listen. Um, so I've got my little teleprompter here. I might actually get it to work, and it won't go too fast for me. All right, so we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1, Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and have been 7 years of the citizen of the United States, who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be appointed among the several states which may be included within this union, according to their representative numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years and excluding Indians not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons. So, Indians and black people. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term of 10 years, in such manner as they shall be law direct. The number of representatives shall not exceed one for every 30,000, but each state shall have at least one representative, and each such enumeration shall be made. The state of New Hampshire shall be entitled to choose 3, Massachusetts 8, Rhode Island and Providence plantations 1, Connecticut 5, New York 6, New Jersey 4, Pennsylvania 8, Delaware 1, Maryland 6, Virginia 10, North Carolina 5, South Carolina 5, and Georgia 3. When vacancies happen in the representation from any state, the executive authority thereof shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies. The House of Representatives shall choose their speaker and other officers, and shall have the sole power of impeachment. Section 3. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be in 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the 2nd year, of the second class at the expiration of the 4th year, and the third class at the expiration of the 6th year, so that 1/3 may be chosen every 2nd year. Okay, I get that. No, I get, okay. And if vacancies happen by resignation or otherwise during the recess of the legislature of any state, the executive thereof may make temporary appointments until the next meeting of the legislature, which shall then fill such vacancies. I'm just saying, well, like most Americans, we sit there and only listen to the talking heads on TV instead of actually learning and reading documents that pertain to our everyday lives. So these people that I'm talking about, the senators, and when they need to be elected, yes, they don't have any term limits in here, but they tell you how often they need to be elected. I like that. But yes, the reason why we have amendments is because we have changed this document over time. Anyways, continuing. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained the age of 30 years and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which... What? That don't make no sense. You're supposed to sit there and pick the senator that's been in your state. Why does it have to be so... I hate lawyer language sometimes so fucking much. And I've read lawyer language for many a year now, and it still is batty how many times they sit there and they talk over themselves, and then it ends up not making sense to a normal human being that has limited education. And, I get why people have never read this, or they read it in high school only because they're forced, and only the bits that they actually needed to know to pass the test. I'm sorry, Mrs. James. I was one of those. I know I was. I'm very much more attuned into politics now than I ever was when I was younger. Even though I was one of the few people that sat there and wanted to vote for Ross Perot, but I wasn't old enough yet. So, I was 12. So, all right. The Vice President of the United States shall be President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they be equally divided. So 50-50, Vice President is tiebreaker. The Senate shall choose their other officers, which apparently everybody is figuring out for the very first time this last year or so. And also, the Senate shall choose their other officers, and also a president pro tempore in the absence of the vice president, or when he shall exercise the office of the president of the United States. Okay, so if the vice president ends up taking over for the president, he can't sit there and be president of the Congress. He has to sit there and have that taken over by somebody that is voted on by the Senate. Gotcha. See, I'm going to break this shit down because some of this stuff is, it's spoken in Old English. Not really Old English. It's more just a pure English and lawyerly language. So, and they were all lawyers anyways that wrote this document. So it kind of actually makes sense. But, there are some people that don't understand some of these lawyerly words. So, I mean, and even choose is actually spelled C-H-U-S-E in this instead of C-H-O-O-S-E. So, like, there's stuff like that in here that I know some people just wouldn't understand. So, I get it. See, the Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall provide, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. So, yeah, 2/3 of the Senate has to sit there and vote for impeachment. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to the removal from office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to the law. By the way, this is Article 1, Section 3 that I just finished reading. And that covered just the basics of impeachment right there. All right. Section 4. The times, places, and manners of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. So each state has to make their own shit. But the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations except as to the places of choosing senators. The Congress shall assemble at least once every year, and such meetings shall be on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. So they have to actually make an amendment to change the day. Okay. Section 5. Each house shall be the judge of the elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members, and a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business. But a smaller number may adjourn from day to day, and may be authorized to compel the attendance of absent members in such manner, and under such penalties as each house may provide. Okay, so that's the little article section that people were pissing and moaning about, and I especially know Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez brought that up as a mention when going for the vote for impeachment, and also the $2,000 stimulus check thing. So, and I don't have any notes. This is all just spitballing off my head from things that I remember of, articles I've watched, news things that I've seen, all of that, and just my own thoughts on these matters. All right, each house may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3 expel a member. So I'm wondering if that's going to be coming up soon. Because of what happened at the Capitol. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may in their judgment require secrecy. And the yeas and nays of members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered on the journal. Okay. Either house during the session of Congress shall, without the consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days. Okay. More than 3 days, nor to any other place than that in which the two houses shall be sitting. So, okay. Headache language, I'm telling you. Okay. Section 6. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services to be ascertained by law and paid out of the Treasury of the United States. They shall in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their representative houses, and in going to and returning from the same. And for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States. Oh, yeah, you can't hold multiple offices. Which shall have been created, or emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time. Oh, actually getting extra. And no person holding any office under the United States. Oh, gotta sit there and continue on. Neither house during its continuance in office. Okay. All bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with amendments as on other bills. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate shall before it become a law, be presented to the President of the United States. If he approve, he shall sign it, but if not, he shall return it with his objections to that house in which it shall have originated, who shall enter the objections at large on their journal and proceed to reconsider it. If after such reconsideration 2/3 of the House shall agree to pass the bill, it shall be sent together with the objections to the other House, by which it shall likewise be reconsidered. And if approved by 2/3 of that House, it shall become a law. But in all such cases, the votes by both houses shall be determined by yeas or nays, and the names of the persons voting for and against the bill shall be entered on the journal of each house respectively. If any bill shall not be returned by the president within 10 days, Sundays excepted, after it shall have been presented to him, the same shall be a law. In like manner as if he has assigned it, unless the Congress by their adjournment prevent its return, in which case it shall not be a law. Ugh, I'm gonna need a drink. Hold on. All right. Every other resolution or vote to which the concurrence of the Senate and House of Representatives may be necessary, except on the question of adjournment, shall be presented to the President of the United States, and before the same shall take effect, shall be approved by him, or being disapproved by him, shall be repassed by 2/3 of the Senate and the House of Representatives, according to the rules and limitations prescribed in the case of a bill. Right, so if everybody can get on fucking board, we can sit there and push shit through really fast, but, they want to make issues and things. We've had multiple bills that have passed through the House of the House of Representatives in the last 4 years. We have approximately 500 bills that are sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk at the present time. They have not had a vote taken on them. They have not been even discussed, and they have not been passed on to the president. They have been sitting in the Senate the whole time. There are so many, so many things. They have passed through the House of Representatives an increase in minimum wage. They've already done it. Been sitting in the Senate this whole entire time, ever since they passed it in the House of Representatives. Oh, and legalization of marijuana across the board. It's called House Bill 420, oddly enough. And it's been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk the whole time and it's been sent back and redone and sent back and redone. It has been voted on enough. Okay. I'm just saying. It's been voted on enough. And they need to sit there and just pass it through the Senate onto the president. Okay. They just need to sit there and get that shit already taken care of. All of the bills that have such a majority of the House of Representatives on both sides of the aisle needs to sit there and just get that shit sent through. And Trump in his last days needs to sit there and get carpal tunnel from signing all of the bills that gets pushed through. But will they do it? Fuck no. So let's keep going. Section 8. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. To borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, to establish a uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies and throughout the subject to bankruptcies throughout the United States. To coin money, regulate the value thereof, and foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures. Damn, they take care of a lot of shit, okay? Do you not understand how much shit the Congress and the Senate take care of? And they're the ones that actually represent us. Not the big dude. That motherfucker don't sit there and do anything except put pen to paper. He don't do anything else. He seriously has no other job other than to sign off on things that other people have done. It's not him. He's not a king. He's not a god king. He's shit. But whatever. The people that are really in charge is in this Article 1, not Article 2, not Article 3. Article 1. And there's 8 articles in the Constitution, and then there's there's the states that are in there, and then also at the very end, because it's not on the actual physical document that's sitting inside the rotunda. I can't even remember the damn name. Anyways, we can edit that part out. But anyways, the Congress is the one that actually sits there and makes all of the laws and takes care of all of the money too. Like, they sign off all that shit. All right, so see, we were at to coin money, regulate the value thereof, and foreign coin, and fix the standards of weights and measures to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities current coin of the United States. To establish post offices and post roads, to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and investors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. To constitute tribunals inferior to the superior court, to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations, to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water, to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for the longer term than 2 years. Oh, whoa. To raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for longer than 2 years. Okay. I think they went a little bit over by like a couple fucking decades now. Well, at least, decade. To provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, to provide for calling forth the militia, to execute the laws of the Union. Oh, wait, what was that? Calling forth the militia? So all you fucks that were sitting there and talking about being a well-formed militia, pretty sure you're going against your bosses there. But whatever. Nobody really knows what the fuck a well-formed militia is any goddamn more anyway. All right, so to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. To provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the services of the United States, reserving to the states, respectively, the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. To excise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may be secession of particular states, and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution and the government of the United States, or any department or officer thereof. Okay, yeah, so got that. See, okay, so that is saying that the military is okay. You have the commander-in-chief that is in charge of the military. Okay, so Army, Navy, United States Marine Corps, fucking of course, the Coast Guard, the Space Force, the Air Force. Can't forget the Air Force. Can't forget the Marines. But the Congress is actually in charge of well-formed militias. Okay, well-formed militia. If you actually want to get money for your militia to sit there and actually have it recognized by the United States, because you can get your militia recognized by the United States government. Get that? But you have to sit there and have the Congresses. Okay. Next, Section 9. The migration or importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by the Congress prior to the year 1808, so 1808. But a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation not exceeding $10 for each person. See, $10 is probably, oh God, I'm not even going to sit there and speculate what $10 was in 1776 compared to what it is now. Somebody else can do the math on that shit. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when, in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. No bill of attainder or ex post facto shall be passed. No or other direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census and enumeration herefore directed to be taken. Oh my God, my teeth don't want to sit there and let me say these words. No tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another. Nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obligated to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law, and or a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. So every penny is accounted for. We can look at it. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, within the consent of the Congress, accept of any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. So you can't get you can't be knighted by the Queen if you're in the Congress or in the Senate. Or apparently, let's see. Oh, wait. Let's see. And no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the... So you have to get the Congress's consent to be knighted by the Queen if you hold office. Okay, got it. All right, Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. So our, money that has no actual coin, gold or silver to back it, technically is not money, but they can call it money. Okay, has to be backed by gold or silver, a tender in payment. Pass any bill of of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts or grant any title of nobility. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any imports or duties on imports or exports except what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws, and the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state or import or exports shall be for the use of the Treasury of the United States, and all such laws shall be subject to the revision and control of the Congress. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ship of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with any other state, or with a foreign power, engage in war unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. All right, so that is all of Article 1. Next is going to be Article 2, which we actually talk about the president. And he only has 4 sections. Get that? 4 sections versus 10. Just saying, Congress is a little bit more important. But anyways, I'm going to end the video for right now, and I will be back to sit there and talk about probably Article 2 and Article 3, which is the president and his powers and the Supreme Court. Why am I drawing a blank? There's only 3 branches of government. But there are 8 articles complete. I am not finished reading the Constitution. Like I said, that's Article 1, and there's 8 articles, including the 13 founding states. So if you want to, like and subscribe, and if you want to catch me, I am on Rennie Baby on every single platform. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much anywhere. Okay, thanks.